There are a lot of children's books, and it's hard to know which ones to buy for your children. If you're looking for a book with a lot of pizzazz, David Shannon's David Gets in Trouble is the right book for you. David Shannon is a well-known author and artist. He has been admired for writing books children can easily relate to with his simplicity. This is David Shannon's third book about David. His first book, No David, which is about himself as a young child, showed his mom's point of view. The second book, David Goes to School, showed his teacher's point of view. And finally, David Gets in Trouble gets to show David's side of the story. David Gets in Trouble is an extraordinary picture book. David goes through a series of events where he is constantly doing something wrong, from eating dog treats to skateboarding in the house, and not taking blame for his actions. This book is contemporary realistic fiction because many young children can relate to this story and it could actually happen. The main character in the story is David. When looking at the cover, the reader begins to feel sorry for David. He is sitting in the corner, supposed to be staring at the wall with a timer next to him, most likely telling him how much longer he is in timeout for. This gets me into the story right away. Who hasn't been in timeout before? Poor David, I know how you are feeling. Once we open the book up to the cover page, we see David facing who we assume is his mother. Oh no, he looks in serious trouble. I wonder what he did. This woman is even tapping her foot. The foot tapping makes me feel as if David did something really serious. We finally get to the start of the story. The first page begins, "When David gets in trouble, he always says, 'No, it's not my fault.'" No one wants to admit when something is their fault. David looks like a little boy who could get in a lot of trouble. But there's a little halo on his head that makes you want to think he's Mr. Perfect. What does David do to get in so much trouble? If you ever just didn't feel like following the rules, this book is for you. Does David ever confess that something was his fault, though? Or quit making excuses for the things he's done? Can David be the sweet little boy that every mom wants? Well, you'll have to read the story to find out. David Shannon's pictures in this story are full of color, making you want to look at everything on the page. As you can notice, the dog in the window of the school with David's homework in this page, or even the paper chain hanging above the window. Shannon's pictures are very simple, as if a child drew them, but yet show so much to the reader. The words even appear as if the child wrote them. They are crooked and look like they've been traced over a few times to get the bolder look. Children can easily read the words because they're big, and they can relate to them because that is how many of them write. It is a very easy and trouble-free read for all ages. I believe everyone can relate to this story. Adults are reminded of their childhood, or their kids, where children can relate to David now. It is a truly entertaining story.